Number one, this is just a simple example of how developers actually manipulate data. So let's say, for example, you can actually prompt a user to do, let's say, name, and say prompts and pass the value. What is your name? Question mark. Okay. So now we can actually log this to see if it works. Prompts. See what is your name, right? So if we write Danny Tech console.log, if we write Danny Tech, you can actually get the value. Good. Check our console, we are seeing Danny Tech, right? So we can actually manipulate this data by trimming it, like, okay, getting just the three values. So the user will actually input the actual name, let's say Danny Tech, or a long name like the longest word in the dictionary, but all we need is just three letters. How do we do that? Just do something like, okay, the name dot substring, just call substring, right? Since we need three value, and you know we start counting from 0 in programming, so we just do this and say Danny Tech. Can you see we are getting down? So these are some of the ways whereby developers manipulate data, and then we can even alert the user that this is your name that we saved in the database. That is, we've saved this name into the database instead of the long name you are giving us. We don't need all of that. All we need is just small name. Can you see? You know, in a real project or website, you will see the name of the website, blah 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 blah.com. Okay, google.com says this. Done. So we just click OK. So we've alerted the user that this is what we've actually saved into our own database. So you can also do something like we have this. Let's say we have greets or greeting. You can just do hello, right? Hello. Hello Dan, welcome to our site, or welcome to so site. So let's do something like let's do some manipulation. Let's use template literal to dynamically respond. So yeah, we can just do something like we pass the word, the variable we've saved, that is greeting, we pass it, right? So we'll be having hello, the name. We also call this okay, we call this okay. So let's put it in a one word, the sentence. Hello, comma, Dan, welcome to word lights. Okay, word lights assembly. Okay, so if we try to console log what we have here or alerting the user, we can just call hello, the name, then welcome to this. So let's run this code. let's say I'm inputting Danitech as before. So you see, hello Dan, welcome to Word Light Assembly. Hello Dan, comma. This is wrong. So you see, hello Dan, welcome to Word Light Assembly. So typically this is what's how to do some basic manipulation. So another way of doing manipulation is let's try another manipulation. Notes, we are dealing with how the programmers or developers manipulate data. So it's just basic concept though, not really something that go very far, just little stuff. So now what we'll be doing now is we'll do a reverse string. So instead of having hello, you can even use this. Instead of having hello, we'll be having OLLEH. Okay, so let's say we have this, right? You can actually do something like function. Then the function, we can call it reverse string. So we pass a parameter called string. So in this function, let's first initialize reverse, where we are going to save all the each of the letters. So we initialize it to an empty string. Then we'll do a for loop. You can just do let I equals string dot length. We check the length of the string. Then don't forget, we are trying to reverse it, so we'll start from the last, which is -1. That's why we're adding -1. Then I again, we check I if I is greater than or equals to 0. Then we call I again, then we decrement it. Since we are starting from behind, from 0 L, so we decrement it until it gets to H. So this, if I is greater than or equals to 0, it means when it gets to 0, the loop will stop. You know, don't forget, if you have been following my video, I said when you are doing counting, you don't count from 1 in programming, you count from 0 in programming. So we need to check if I is greater than or equals to 0. So then we decrement it, then we'll do something. So let's return, or let's put our, let's call reverse again, and then we call string and call I. So now this means that we actually have the value appended, the value of I appended to this reverse. So let's say, you know, this will be 0, it will be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will take this 0, put it here, L here, L here, E here, and H here. So we are like appending it at the we are appending it to the reverse here, what we defined here, what we initialize here rather. So you can then do something like we return reverse string, sorry, reverse string. Okay, so let's come down here and console log to see if what we did is right. We pass the value, we pass the value, reverse string, reverse string, Then what are we passing? We're passing, let's pass greeting. What we defined here. Okay, let's see. Undefined. We're getting undefined. Reverse string, return reverse string. Okay. Should return reverse. So we are not meant to return reverse string. We are meant to return reverse since we are working on reverse and we've iterated over this value here, right? This string. So we are meant to return this. So it is this function that will call. It is this function that will call this. So let's say, for example, you are dealing with, let's say, in a real project, you can just do request dot is it post request, whichever one you want to use. Of course, post request dot body. Sorry, request dot body. But yeah, we don't have access to that. We can't really do much here since we are not. But for this, we can just do a prompt. You can just do a prompt and say type and see your name in reverse order. So we are telling the user to type and see his or her name in a reverse order. Then we alert the reverse order to the user by calling alert this. Okay, so let's do this Dannytech, and you see DANNYTECH. So these are some of the ways you can just manipulate data behind the scene. So you can do so much more and do so many stuff here, and do so many stuff. But basically, I think with this tutorial, you should be able to have a background knowledge of how all these things work. Thank you.